In a world where illusion often triumphs over truth, there exists a quiet war, a silent, invisible battle waged not with weapons, but with attention, seduction, and power. At the heart of this battle stands a man either aware of the rules or crushed by them. Welcome to the darker corner of human dynamics, where Machiavelli's teachings become not just relevant, but necessary. This is not a video for the soft-hearted. It's not a motivational reel filled with empty affirmations. This is a philosophical autopsy of modern relationships, layered with centuries-old wisdom, unfiltered observations, and a brutal dissection of the subtle games women often play, sometimes knowingly, sometimes instinctively. Let's begin with a central Machiavellian premise. Men must either be caressed or annihilated. Machiavelli never lived in the age of Instagram, but he understood the primal forces that drive human interaction. His grasp on power, fear, seduction, and manipulation transcends time. Apply that lens to dating, and what we find is alarming, but empowering for those who dare to open their eyes. The modern man has been fed a lie. He has been told that vulnerability is strength, that his only job is to listen and be emotionally available, that if he simply loves hard enough, he'll be loved in return. But what is love really in a transactional society? A mirror? A reward? A lie? Or a battlefield? Women, driven by evolutionary instincts and societal conditioning, don't want you to know the truth. Because if you truly knew how attraction works, how validation is weaponized, how power is subtly drained from you, you would change the game. You'd stop being the pawn and become the strategist. Women don't want you to find this video because it threatens the game itself. They don't want you to realize that your attention is currency, and they're spending it like royalty while you beg for crumbs. That being too available lowers your value, not raises it. That nice guys aren't friend-zoned because they're nice, but because they're predictable, unchallenging, and lack the tension of power. You must understand, women crave safety but chase danger. They want emotional security but lust after psychological dominance. Enter the Machiavellian man. He is not cruel. He is not evil. He is simply aware and ruthless with his awareness. He does not give his heart away freely. He makes it scarce. He does not react emotionally. He watches, calculates. He does not chase. He allows them to wonder. Why does this man drive women mad with desire? Because mystery is more attractive than confession. Because power is more erotic than compliance. Because unpredictability awakens the feminine psyche in ways comfort never can. The Machiavellian man is emotionally disciplined. He is not cold, but he is selective. He knows that every act of validation costs him influence. Every need he reveals becomes a weapon in the wrong hands. He never argues to convince. He lets silence build pressure. He disappears, and in doing so, becomes unforgettable. Modern dating has become a theater where men are expected to audition for roles in a woman's life. But the Machiavellian man flips the script. He doesn't audition, he interviews. And if she doesn't qualify, he walks. Without explanation, without bitterness. That is power. Here's what women don't want you to know. They test men. Constantly. Subtly. Often unconsciously. When she insults you playfully, cancels plans, talks about her guy friends, flirts with your boundaries. She is testing not your reaction, but your spine. She is testing to see if you're emotionally fluent or emotionally dependent. If you crumble, chase, or react, you fail. But if you hold frame, stay grounded, and smile through it, you pass. The truth is, women admire the man they can't manipulate. They crave the dominance of presence, the assertiveness of boundary, the silence of unbothered self-worth. This video exists because most men are sleepwalking through their own emasculation. They believe being loved means being needed. They believe sacrifice equals devotion. But Machiavelli would laugh. He'd say, if you want to be loved, be feared a little too. Not fear in the form of abuse, but the fear of loss. The fear of not being able to control you. The fear that you could walk away and mean it. Women don't want you to discover that your emotional independence is more attractive than your confessions. They don't want you to understand that being desired isn't about looks, it's about leverage. A man who owns his time, controls his emotions, and lives with purpose will naturally attract. A man who begs for love will only inspire pity. Here's the Machiavellian truth. Women will respect the man who doesn't need them more than the one who adores them. That doesn't mean you can't love, but love should be a conscious choice, not a dependency, not a currency you use to buy attention. They don't want you to find this video because it exposes the illusion that the modern dating dynamic isn't about equality. It's about strategy. But here's your power. You can wake up. You can reclaim your time, your purpose, your silence. You can become the man who no longer reacts, but chooses, who no longer chases, but builds, who no longer falls, but leads. Let women wonder why they can't stop thinking about you. Let them feel the absence of your overavailability. Let them learn that your attention is earned, not gifted. In doing so, you will do something rare, something powerful. You will stop being a man who needs to be chosen, and you will become a man who does the choosing. And that, my friend, is exactly why women don't want you to find this video. Because once you do, the game changes. Forever.